Okay, 1212. Welcome to the live broadcast. Return of I am alive. I have been down with bacterial ammonia. Pneumonia? I think that's the correct pronunciation. Picked up as you've probably been watching the videos over the last good month or so, I had a persistent deep cough and had no other symptoms, and it just kept coming and coming and coming. And I was working up at 4 o'clock and staying up streaming occasionally here and there. And obviously, back in the 10 years ago, I was out drinking and partying like a madman all the time. I could go out to 3 o'clock in the morning every night, and come home, hit the sack, wake up, be in the office at 9 a.m. down caffeinated drinks like Diet Coke and things like that, and not be 100%, but still be alive. It seems without that natural highs of socialising and drinking and partying and talking to people, you stretch things out a little bit. And that persistent cough, I think it was about 2.5 weeks ago, I went down to the Gold Coast roughly, and was in a business meeting, and the cough had 3 or 4 days in bed and had recovered. And I was in this meeting for several hours, having a good conversation, had a meal, made some dot the i's, cross the t's, headed home, and by about 9 o'clock Friday, the next day, I was in trouble. And then I spent the better part of a week and a bit in bed, had a day and a half in hospital, and did all the tests, and eventually found out it was pneumonia. And so it's been a lot of fun. So anyway, you'll get the occasional cough and tickle from myself. I still got that little bit of a cough, but anyway, we'll see how we go. I'm trying to somehow move my live stream screen, but it's not working. But anyway, let me just shut off a few things here. Okay, now what I wanted to talk about, even though when I was dying of the flu and everything, I was stupid. I was trying to work and do a few things, but like I said, there was a good solid week and a half. I was sleeping in 4 to 6 hour blocks and really, really buggered. And but anyway, that's just what you get. It's about the sickest I've ever been, to be honest with you. But what I wanted to talk about is Moolah. So since patch 7.25 has dropped, approximately had about 600k, 616, I think, off the top of my head. And I made a video about the Obliterum Gold Rush and everything in between. Now, I want to be open and fully transparent. Now, due to work commands and a ligament injury in my right hand from about December of 2016 through to probably about March 2017, I didn't play a lot or do anything like that. I did probably play a bit of lead or something because it was a joystick. I was struggling with my hand, and it's my wrist into my hand, so I had a ligament damage and I had an operation, things like that. And this is about a year after it, so I was still getting grief from it. It feels reasonably decent at the moment. So it's been an interesting past 12 months or more, unfortunately. And I'm very loath to mention it because I'm 6'2", built for war, and I'm not used to getting injuries. I'm used to causing injuries. But anyway, that's a whole nother video. But effectively, when the patch dropped, I had approximately about 400 Bloods of Sargeras, and I had approximately 400-ish, 450-ish, maybe 500 Chaos Crystals. And I probably could have started doing both straight away, enchanting and Obliterum, but it's more of a case of just doing one thing right firstly. So I focused on doing the Obliterum sales, and what I was doing was effectively I'd always made Obliterum using this build, which is rank 3. It's effectively it's the waste, cloth waste. It's 2 Bloods of Sargeras, and you've got some imbued silk. Now, back before the changes of patch 7.25, I was getting approximately about 20-ish on average Obliterum Ash per disenchant of these, and that's disenchant in the Obliterum Forge. Obviously, if you disenchant, you get a Chaos Crystal. But so I was getting about 20 odd, whatever. And for whatever strange reason, I had when I was doing the blue room and start making cash, because I had such a stockpile of everything, I wanted shoulders, and I wanted some haste shoulders so I could sort of jump between demonology and affliction. So I thought it was a bit of a trade-off. And I think I can go as high as 914 or something at the moment, but I'm a bit behind now with the new raid dropping. I think people have jumped up to 920s and things like that at the moment. But anyway, I was making shoulders for myself, and the I guess what's the right word? The other benefit of finding pure mastery or pure haste shoulders was that I made a lot of excess shoulders that I could disenchant in the Obliterate Forge, which again generated more ash. Now, I've never used the shoulders before, and when I was obliterating them, I was getting around 95 to 103 ash. So I was thinking, what the fuck? So effectively, at the time, Obliterate was selling for about 2.5. No, it was about 3.2, anywhere from 2,800 to 3.2. So I thought, geez, that's worth it. I had so much resources, so I was using, this is more expensive, but I was seeing effectively one disenchant. I was getting effectively one Obliterate, and at the prices, I was happy to do it. Plus, I had tons of mats. So anyway, I was doing that, and I made about 400k. Well, actually, let's be honest. I grossed probably well over 600k. I netted about 400k. So I made $1 million gold. I had $1 million gold in my bank account. So I had 616. I had 1.1 million, and I had that negative. I had to go back into Suramar and go to the Graces Loom to make these things. So it was a bit of a trade-off here and there. And I, for whatever reason, I think because of work commitments, business commitments, and the cough, I wasn't really paying much attention to anything else. And then about halfway through the process of making a lot of money, I decided to think, well, I've got a ton of Bloods of Sargeras. Let's make the belts again and just obliterate one in the Obliterate Forge and just see if it's still 20 odd ash. And lo and behold, I do that, and I average between 93 to about 100 ash per belt. So, and the shortfall I made up with hoods and pants, which obliterate in the forge for about 3.5 to 5 ash each. So I'll use those to top up the belts. And again, you must understand I had a lot of Bloods of Sargeras. So as I said, started around 400-500. So I was making a fortune, So I started doing that, and the patch 7.2.5 dropped, and I had about 100,000 order resources, and you could go into the order hall and you could buy Bloods of Sargeras, I think 5 for 5,000. So I did that as well, and with the waste, which is only 6 imbued silk and a couple of Bloods of Sargeras, it was even more cheaper and efficient for me to do that. And then I did the sums. Unless I'm retarded, people started to put up imbued silk weave on the AH at a certain price point, and when I did the math, it worked out that I think I was buying about 10 to 12 grand's worth of imbued silk, which is about 200 or so, and I was just converting that straight into Obliterate, into these items, the wastes, and then I obliterate them in the forge, which was generating near enough 100 ash, which I was then converting straight into obliterate and then uploading on the AH. And the prices kept dropping, but this was very cheap for me to do. And long as I had mats in my tailoring, so this is, I guess, the synergy between tailoring, making stuff and tailoring, and having bloods. Bloods, you got to have bloods, but there's no easy way to get bloods. You do world quests, you have the blood hunter enchant on your shoulders. You do normal dungeons and heroic dungeons, and you do a lot of questing and so forth. Now, I want to be upfront and honest as well. Now, I also generated a shitload of bloods in another way, which is what led me to start taking advantage of there's always been a synergy trade with tailoring, and that would be enchanting. So what I was end up doing was effectively I was making brace. No, is it braces? Yes, 9 silk braces, and these come in around 700 and something. And what I was doing with these is that I was making these under tailoring, buying the mats off the AH, doing basic math, working out the price points. Again, I had 500 chaos crystals sitting in my bank, and what I started to do was I needed to Leylight shards, and I also needed Arcana. Arcana. Pardon me. So I went out of the way to do that, and that got me the synergy between tailoring and enchanting going again, because I've made tons of cash back in the old expansions with dual crafting and disenchanting and vice versa, and then putting the mats up on the AH and stuff like that. So basically, yeah. So about halfway through about a week and a bit after the launch of patch 7.25, I'd made over $1 million gold. Gross well over $1 million gold. Had netted $1 million gold in my bank account, and then I started putting up various enchants at rank 3. You've got your the distant army, the heavy hide, the trained soldier, bindings of mastery, haste, and crit. Now these all take, you got to have rank 3. You can still make money if you haven't got rank 3, but it's going to be more expensive. You're going to make less profit. So tailoring was making the basic mat. So if I wanted to, as an example, make the marks, marks of the distant army, like I had tons of chaos crystals, I would effectively go on the AH, buy the silk, make 12 braces, and because I had all the chaos crystals, I would make, there you go, there's your, and that was selling for 4,500, 5,000 gold. So as the sort of Obliterum market has diminished, let's go see what Obliterum is. Like I said, I've been in bed for the last week and a half, so I haven't really done much of this. Once I hit 2 million gold in my bank account, I sort of stopped. But so I want to say to you, you still can do this now. You can still go out and make some serious coin. It's all about just having some of the ranks, and also just playing the AH. And you've got to have a few add-ons just to make life simple, which is the trademark skill master and a couple of cell add-ons and things like that. So let's just check out the price of Obliterum here. I just want to see, because I haven't, like I said, it's been a good solid week. See, there we go. Obliterum is really, that's a price crash to me. So I was selling for, the lowest thing I sold is about 1690s or something. And when I wanted to make the 200k, I got up to 1.9 million, 1,092,000. So I needed about 80k to hit the 2 million. And all I did, I built up another 200 Bloods of Sargeras, and I just went back to that tailoring pattern where I simply made the belts again, because I had a shitload, and I generated 60 odd Obliterum for a very cheap price. And I did the sums that if they all sold, I was going to be well over 2 million, and left it up overnight. I didn't give a fuck. I came back the next morning, and lo and behold, it was all there. So outside of dying of the Black Plague and all the rest of it, running a business, juggling a couple of 10 hoops, keeping a woman happy, that's beyond anything else. I tell you what, God help us when we have kids. But the short version of all this is, yes, I never expected to ever reach 1 million gold in this game, because I think my care factor was, I didn't give a shit, and 1 million gold seemed so far away, even though I think I got as high as 800,000 without really working the AH. I've always made my money off the AH. I think with the expansion of WOD, it sort of, the only way I was making money was buying and reselling items dropped from raids and stuff, where people would list them at back in those, for 30, 40k, and I put them back up for 80 to 100 and something thousand, and people would pay that, and then I opened my big gob and I had half my guild doing the same thing. So that's the only way that I can that I was making modern WOD personally. And so while we're here, we're just going to offload some of these markets. So we've got a few. So, and I've got to look at the price. I always do the maths, and I'm not afraid to drop certain enchants if the profitability. Look, you still make profit. You make 20 gold, you're making profit. Is it worth your time though? What the hell's that? Ring of Mastery. Okay, we might look at Rings of Mastery here. Now, it's also important, and reason enchanting has done so well, you can see there's quite a large profit margin now. I think I'm probably making 2k on some of those enchants. I'm making a profit at least 2k, and that's not without having massive stockpiles. With this patch, obviously, Obliterum goes up to 100. Up to 100. I mean, goes up to 900, and a lot of alts and everything we're getting. And alts have been made more friendlier. People buying a lot more Obliterum, and they also were buying enchant. So I've got to say, I think the majority of my money and profitability has come from enchanting. So how do I make money? And you're starting new, or you've got an alt and you've got it to 110, and you're prepared to do the grind and the play, or you have your main, and you never really paid the AH, and you have these two professions, and you haven't fully fleshed them out. It's still possible for you to go out there and make some money. So I don't know, you might have just joined the game. You might have been playing this game for a million years and you've never bothered to do it. All you need to do, as I said, you can see the various bindings there. Try to get the ranks as high as possible. These are rep grinds. Some of these are drops in the world. Some of these are drops from killing raid bosses. The marks are the ones that go on your necklace. There we go. So that haste, that's huge profitability there for me, that binding of haste. Like Chaos Crystals and... Alright, let's just... How many... So I don't really have many. So I can make 30. Now I said the byproduct also of creating all these products with tailoring and then disenchanting this stuff so I can put up enchants on the AH is I knew when I was doing this that there's a chance you can get bloods. Helps if I press the right key. That's the problem. Now, trade skills usually has something up here. We'll put it up. So it's TSM destroy. You just have to click a little box and it'll automatically disenchant the one thing. So there you go. You got a Blood of Sagaris. So what I was finding is I was just going about this process of buying silks, making tailoring products or making Obliterum, and then doing enchants. I was building up a de facto. Well, there was a lot of what I'm saying secondary drop-offs. Like I was getting back up to 200 bloods again simply because passively I was getting them from disenchanting. So what we're going to do is we're going to shadow this. That might give me enough to put another haste up. There we go. So we've got a haste up. So I was just looking at the stats there with my other characters. Alright. So we'll see what the price of the silk is at the moment. And you just got to do the math. You got to work out the math, how much profit you're going to make. So for braces at 9 a pop, So 9 a pop at 6 gold each. 6 nines are what, 45 gold? So it's cost me 45 gold to make the silk braces, which then turn into 3 arcana, and I need 35. Plus 4 chaos crystals. So you can, again, do the mathematics there and work out what your profitability is. The braces are the rank 3 braces are the lowest silk demand as well. I think what I've done is I've just based everything on the highest possible price, which is like 10 gold per silk. So anything under 10 gold means I'm making, it's a conversion profit. All it is just time. Like, do I have enough time to do this base grind? And there's probably cheaper ways to do this, but like I said, I've got 2 million gold. Obviously, I've been doing this at a profit. And I'm careful what words I use. Let's just say I'm fastidious when it comes to money because it's just the way I've been raised. I've always been a very good saver of coin. And just because I've got X amount of dollars in my bank account, at the great demise of, say, a sister who said to me 10 years ago, why don't you go out and buy a, X amount of expensive TV. I said, just because I've got money, it doesn't mean I have to spend it, which is a shocking thing to them. And also, look, what I do is I just do simple math as well. Look, I don't convert everything. I just simply say, right, so I need 35. 12 of those is 36. So all I do is just go, right, let's go make 12 braces. I've got enough chaos crystals to make another haste. Now, there's also one downside that I want to talk about too, is when you see down here, you get a pink 745. There's a chance they can turn into a chaos crystal. This is how I used to make a lot of money at the start of Legion, is that these were, if the eye level was high enough, I think it was 745 or 758, which mean pants and hoods. Alright, we'll just do it manually. I don't know why that hasn't come up. You get chaos crystals, and with those chaos crystals, they were selling for 3, 4, 5k, if not higher, back at the start. So that's where I made the first couple hundred thou. But if you get a full 12, we'll just. And again, what I do is, a lot of people will, whether they've got more than 2 million gold, I don't really care. You don't need to have 2 million gold, but they'll go make a. There you go, got a chaos crystal, which is a negative. That used to be a positive 6 months ago, 8 months ago. So let's just get the braces. Okay. So we can do another haste. So what I'm getting at, I only just make 2 of everything. Usually I'll do 2 crit, 2 haste, 2 mastery. And sometimes, if the prices of my mats are too high, I'm still making a profit. But if the profit's not, like if it's only 100 gold or something, I'm like, fuck that. And usually I'll just leave it, and I'll just I'll leave my mats. And it's like, if it might be haste or mastery ring bindings that are selling the highest, they might be 4 or 5k. So don't be afraid. The idea is not to have too much stock or make too much stock. Now, we could argue there could be a lot of sales you're missing out on because you don't have the stock. So it's up to you. You can found your own markets on your servers. So as I was doing the synergy between tailoring and enchanting and disenchanting, the combinations were that I was making obliterum out of the belts and the shoulders, and a couple of the other viewed things, because I think I went on to make gloves make gloves and shoulders for myself, and I think I even made shoes for myself. There you go. And by experimenting with that, I found a lot of them were generating a lot of obliterum mash, 100 or more, and each of those were just very. When I was doing the sums and mathematics, converting them into obliterum and then putting them in AH, the profitability was again very high, and that's where at least 500-600, probably 750 gross income has come from since the patch has dropped 2.5 weeks ago or more, and since that drop, enchanting profitability has meant that we have made a shitload of cash. So having 2 million, I've grossed far more than that. I think it was all tracking it, I think. But anyway, what we'll do... Alright, we'll do the LFR. Oh. And then we'll knock off the world quest back in Azeroth. So anyway, that's just wanted to spend a little bit of time, enchanting, disenchanting, odds on, leatherworking, anything that can generate. I haven't got the time, I haven't got the interest to defend Ironforge today. So let's just go out there and let's get back onto the Broken Isle, and let's knock off a few world quests while we're waiting for the LFR siege, and then I've got to join a raiding guild or pug later today or tonight, so it's Friday. I just want to make sure that I'm fully 100% recovered from this Wogan bug. Pneumonia is not something to laugh at. Okay, got 6. Oh.
The wreckage of our prior assault on these shores contains supplies vital to our efforts against the Burning Legion. Clear the beach of demonic forces and recover the salvage supplies for the
Now at the moment I need 1.5 billion, or well it says 1.4 but it's actually closer to 1.5 billion to get my next Concord of the Legion 4.
Is attempting to repair a Fell Reaver using an unstable ritual.
And at the moment I just don't think it's really worth it. So I've gone out of my way and actually got my Destro and my Destro and Demo both up to 52 rank 1. Oh well, that Legion 4 rank 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to head to Suramar, because I think I've got a world quest. There we go. So you can see Critical Strike is using the same effective mats as the haste and the mastery one. That's selling for 1,800 gold less. So I'm not. It's sort of like, do you want to make 200-300 gold with the same exact mats?
Citizens have taken up arms to defend safe
and make a very small profit, or do you want to keep? Oh, shut the fuck up. Or make as much profit out of that stuff. But sales are sale. If you're making a small profit, you're making a small profit. It all adds up at the end of the day. It just depends on how wealthy you are and how much stuff you've got. So what have we got here? Let's...
Something's not quite right.
Now, I honestly think I have broken... I've done a lot of world quests. Let's just say that. Yeah, so you got any questions about the coinage and money, and if you're looking to make some money, don't be afraid to leave a message. I'll answer as best I can. If you got advice, and if you say, hey, qualify my mates, I can give you tips about enchanting and tailoring where you can even make better money. Do not be afraid not to say giddy up. So, because I will not complain at all.
This will be your undoing. He has been informing on us. Well, we should feel fortunate we found him. The less the Grand Magistrix knows, the better.
Well, we're going to have to do that one as well, aren't we? Hmm. Just going to turn off my pet's threat. Gonna go just try Death's Embrace. It might probably not the best option, but I just wanted to play.
Easily
Well, that killed both of us.
killing you will regain my master's favor.
Get closer.
Cannot command. I will delight in your suffering.
Four, three, two,
Rains
one.
upon you. I will flatten you. Destruction! Burn in the fires of my torment! Another foe felled!
4, 3, 2, 1.
Smash you to pieces!
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Destruction! Burn the fires of my torment!
4, 3, 2, 1.
Cover you to dust!
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Destruction! Burn in the fires of my torment!
4, 3, 2, 1.
I will flatten you!
4, 3, 2, 1.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Destruction! Burn of torment! I will flatten you! Hold still! Easily broken! Smash you to pieces!
Four, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Destruction! Burn in the fires of my torment! Destruction!
4, 3, 2, 1.
Agony to come!
The echo of the Guardian Egwin appears, just as she did in the cathedral.
I sealed each level of this temple so that no invader could descend into its depths. I never anticipated that the
my
Legion
use
would
of the
find
Naga
another
to
way
Eye
to
of
breach
Sargeras.
its dark heart. My protective wards now bar your way. Each seal can only be opened with one of the pillars of creation. Be warned, the demons will stop at nothing to prevent your advance. I can sense one of the Legion's masters working to reanimate the avatar of Sargeras. Should kill Jaden infuse that husk with the Dark Titan's power.
Stone to
Do not know whether any
Just as our
force on
blessed
this
queen
world can
foresaw.
stop
Then we have
Slay
no
the
time to
intruders.
lose.
Take back
You're
what
out.
is ours.
The paths are open. Use the pillars of creation to bypass Egwin's wards before the Legion claims the Avatar.
Weaklings! You dare disappoint our queen?
Four, 3, 2, 1. Four.
Beware.
3, 2, 1.
Beware.
Four, 3, 2, 1. Four,
Beware.
2, 1. Four.
Beware.
Four, 3, 2, 1. Four,
Beware.
2, 1. Four.
Beware.
Four, 3, 2, 1. Four,
Beware.
2, 1.
Useless beast. Why the Queen was fond of him, I'll never know. Meet your end, mortal filth!
Beware.
Surges with power!
Beware.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
Strike from the skies!
Four, three, two, one.
Beware. Beware.
Is to take you!
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
Strike from the skies!
Beware. Beware.
This is to take you!
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
Bones clean!
Beware.
Strike from the skies!
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Face the might that lurks beneath the waves!
Destruction. Beware.
Resist the sea's call!
Destruction. Beware.
Resist the sea's call!
Destruction.
Belong to the deep!
Beware.
Resist the sea's call!
Destruction. Beware. Beware.
Resist the sea's call. Death is beneath.
From this stone flowed rivers and seas, the very lifeblood of Azeroth. Today,
Citizens have taken up arms to defend safe houses throughout Suramar. Find innocents in peril.
Geez, all my enchants are selling. I went through a lot of mana there. I'll revert back to normal raid spec. Oop. Aha.
This cannot be!
Something's not quite right. more grooves.
Who goes there?
If not for your actions, many innocents would have died in the streets. A small victory, perhaps, but an important one.
If the vineyard's production quotas are not met, the citizens are the first to suffer. Help them reach their goals, so Arquine rations continue to flow.
In the moonlight.
Slayer of the Lich King, righter of wrongs, making wine. Alright, what next, mate? Something shady. Dark cleaning lady.
You are going to be quite the accomplished vintner. Rations leave the vineyard once more.
Geez, that's forming up very quick.
The Felderoi were elves once. Monsters, birthed in the chaotic energies of the failing Arkandor. They must be eradicated.
Admit that I am right. Break the body, and the spirit follows. Physical pain. Bah! Mental anguish is the true weapon. Was it not the key to turning Rakis? Bah! It was the suffering I inflicted, which... Hold! The mortals come. Gorog has failed again. Sooner than expected, but no matter. Our work begins.
Wow, I seem to be churning through mana a lot. I reckon they jacked the mana up.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Your suffering will be inflicted. Your minds will break.
Beware. Beware.
Resistance will only bring.
I'm out of range.
Whoa, what did I do here?
Beware.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
I don't think I was meant to do this. Shit. Oh, shit.
Beware.
Oh, right, so that's what I'm going to do. Okay.
I will burn away your defiance.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Cut you to the core.
Beware. Beware.
Resistance will only bring pain.
Beware.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Feed me with your screams.
Beware. Beware.
Resistance will only bring pain.
Beware.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I need to get closer.
Beware. Beware.
Your defiance.
Beware.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, how do I get back?
Beware.
The pain.
This hammer
Our
forged ancient
suffering
wonders
will
and shapes
be
the earth itself.
glorious.
Wow. Oh, why not? Oh, you bloody idiot.
I need to target something first.
I claim first blood, sisters.
Goddess, guide your hand.
You are ever impetuous, Hesperian.
Beware. 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 Beware.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Light reaches its zenith!
Beware. Beware. Beware.
Pay the price for heresy! No more dawdling, Hesperian. Victory shall be mine!
Beware.
Let your talons taste their flesh, my pet.
Beware.
4,
You
3,
cannot evade my
2,
volley.
1.
Destruction!
Beware. 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 Beware.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Destruction!
Beware. 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 Beware.
You cannot evade my volley.
Beware.
I will dismiss these heretics, Yathay.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
Reaches its zenith.
Beware.
Mother Moon, reveal their sins.
Beware. 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 Beware.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware. 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 Beware.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Beware. 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 Beware.
We failed. The goddess. No. I should have won. Elune, forgive us.
Not the best environment. You get used to 30 MMS, 35 ping, and they chuck you on East Coast American servers with 307. Yeah. Actually, I have no idea about the fight.
Four, three, two, one.
Jesus, lag.
Beware.
Oh, you lagging son of a bitch. Why would you throw me on a 300 ping server, Blizzard?
Beware. Beware.
Perfect beauty embody the dream of what our world could.
No idea what I was doing. Wow, and that's LFR. Jesus Christ.
The Felderoi were elves once. Now they are.
Oh dear, someone jumped down here.
You are no match for our power grows. Our power... I need to target something first. Our power cannot be matched. This will be your undoing. Feel the power of our It's too far away.
Do not mourn for them. They are a mistake that must be corrected.
You are no match for our power. Ah!
Nar Amenos. Respect magic, or it will be our enemies.
Alright, so let's just see if we get lucky. Yeah. I tell you what, it's actually good to be in a position where you're not coughing your guts up every 5 minutes. Bloody hell. I think I'm missing it. It's lasted a long time. Jesus Christ. Trying this new Coke. What is it? No sugar. Probably that was it. The Coke Zero is probably it's probably full of arsenic, and I used to call it chemical water. someone used to get up me. A couple of girls, you shouldn't drink all that. I said, listen, you're talking to a bloke who was out 5 nights a week, because he's in the sales and marketing, drinking heavily, and I said, everything I do now is less toxic to me then, and you were a part of all that. So it's sort of saying to me, I live in a nuclear power plant, and you're telling me don't smoke once a day. Obviously, I shouldn't be doing both, but I don't smoke, so it's all good.
Work complete.
Greetings. goods are of the highest quality.
Now I usually don't have one of these guys. What do you call them? Your bodyguards or whatever. But my god's got legendary little icons on him. So every time I complete a world quest, I get order resources and some gold. I think off the top of my head. I think all those enchants sold too. So we've got to, what's this? Magic of Flight. Who's with me? These drove me insane.
There is so much.
Alright, I think we go kill that World Terror of the Deep dude.
A gigantic beast has risen from the waters.
That's what she said. Oh god, I hate that. Yeah, that flags me PvP. If you are watching this, I would love to know people's mindsets about being a healer. Now, rightly or wrongly, the couple of raid guilds that I used to be in, all the healers tended to be female. I'm not saying that's always the case, but it just seemed to be the way that a lot of the people who were healers and had been really good at what they were doing were all female. Now, I have been in raid guilds where that hasn't necessarily always been the case, but certain people attracted to certain things. I think I'm not attracted to having a second job. Especially in a bloody computer game. I have read that the 15 to 25 generation coming up apparently spending more time playing computer games than any time in history. But then again, it's probably the most advanced it's ever been in history, as far as I'm aware. Yes, my business partner's just messaged me. We've reached a milestone. Great. Great. Where is everyone? Starting already? Jesus.
I'm out of range.
Beware.
Oh, Jesus, it's a big difference when you've got 111. What the?
Not enough mana.
Jesus, absolute real shit.
Show them how we deliver justice.
Didn't get any credit. Okay, fuck off. Oh. Son of a... Okay. Thank you, finally. Now, there's one ability I have in life. I have to say, it's a trait, learned trait from my father. It's how to save money. And partner has all these, how to get rich books and everything like that. She's real estate and all that sort of stuff. And every time she got about 20 of these books in her stored in her library. Made me read these things, and I would stop in all these books where it got to as soon as it got to the part where you've got to learn how to save money. And I would turn to her straight away, and I said, the difference between you and I is you could be earning 100, 200, 300 grand a year. You'd never have any money. You'd look like $1 million. You'd drive $1 million. You'd have everything, but you'd be always spending more than you had. So if you were making 100 grand a year, you'd be spending 200. If you're making 200, you may be spending 300. That's just the way she is. I'm more practical, and I can deny myself things. But I reward myself though. I go away on holidays. I travel internationally. I have bought nice cars. I have gone and bought high-end computer gear and stuff, but it just doesn't last because I've bought the best of the best because my brother best the best graphic card, best the best this and that, and within 6 months, you know, it's gone, and you realise you're wasting money. So you wait for the product cycles to sort of even out, and then you sort of buy mid-range, and you've got what you got. But there are people I know that if you give them $10, they'll turn that $10 into $50. You give them $2, they'll turn it into $100. I don't know. It's just, but they can't save money. That's the one weakness. They can't save money. I worked with a guy. He was in his 60s. I was considerably younger than him, half his age, and we get some big pays. And within 5 days, he'd come up to me. They call me the bank, Royal Bank, because they come to me for loans, and I'd be like, "Nah, we're very strict on our loan policy. You know, you're a dodgy bastard." But he come to me after this huge pay, and I only earn a couple $100 less than him, and he come up to me and he goes, "Mate, can I borrow 50?" And I said, "What do you need 50 for? You've just earned X amount of dollars." And he goes, "Well, I need some food and blah blah blah." I said, "Where the hell's your fucking money gone?" And he goes to me, "Well, day 1 it was the horses, day 2 was the strippers, day 3 was the pokies, day 4 was the escorts, and day 5 was the cocaine and the escorts." And I was just like, "Oh, fucking hell." And I was just shook my head, and I said, "Mate, fuck, $50. I think he paid me back, in all honesty. But he was the type of guy, you could put him in charge of certain things, and he would make money. He would have money raining in. He would have money raining in. But as much as that money was raining in, he'd be spending. He was a gambler, and I have seen him on the pokies have $3,000 to $4,000 up on a pokies. If you're Americans, I'm sure you got pokies, and you got it in Vegas. So I've seen that at the airport and all the rest of it. Pokies here at our local pubs and all the rest of stuff. I'm not. To me, it's like playing a computer game. I watch people just sitting there press. It's like an unskilled computer game. You're just sitting there pressing buttons, and thing makes noises and spin. And I've never sensed any rule. There's no skills in it, And I've seen him have $3,500 to $4,000 up, and I've walked up and I've just simply gone, "What are you fucking doing? Pull that money out." And he refused to. And I said, "Dude, this is the pitch. You pull that money out, you give it to me. At the end of the night, we're going to have a great night. We're going to get a drink. We'll have some food. We're going to meet some women. At the end of the night, I'm going to keep $500 for myself, and I'm going to give you $500. So at the end of this night, you're going to have $500 in your hand, and that's after a bloody great night." And he knocked me back, and I said, "All right, I'm not here to force you into it. I pitched you. I said, I get something out of it. You don't. You get $500. I get $500. Now, so anyway, I let him go. 2.5 hours later, I saw him get up, walk over to the ATM, pull out wads of, I think it was $500 worth of $50 notes, and walk back to the ATM. And I said, "Are you serious? You lost that $3-4 grand?" He goes, "Mate, I upped to 6.5. And I said to him, "How much was enough?" He goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "Would you pull out at 10,000? Would you pull out at 12,000? 8,000? 7,000? That's when I realised it wasn't about winning. It wasn't about. He just had to play. And of course, this bloke had been a multi-millionaire a couple of times over, but he had gone bankrupt a couple of times over. And he was a guy that always took risks, and he set up businesses. He was in his early 60s, and he was a character and a half. And I've always said to everyone who knows this guy, I won't say his name, but I'd have a lot of women say to me, "Why would you socialise with this guy? Why would you drink with this bloke, whatever?" I said, "Look, it's the nature of the beast. I know this guy." I said, "Are you asking me would I walk into a cage with a hungry lion with a lump of blood red meat on my shoulder with a starving lion?" I said, "Of course not. I know the nature of the beast. I'm not walking into a cage. So I wouldn't trust that bloke with my wallet, my credit cards, my partner, my property, whatever. But I'll have a drink with him, and whatever, half of everything he says, I'll half believe. I believe half everything he tells me. But I said I've seen enough of him in action to realise this man is the real deal." And he's a top bloke. You can give him a little bit of money in a business situation, and he can make it happen. Unfortunately, you have to be on him 24/7, because as soon as that money's in, you lose him, mate. So, 2 million goal in a game. What can we do with it? Can we go out and flip things and make 4 million? I don't know. We'll try. But anyway, let's cash this in. I've actually got to make a business call because a lot of our invoices have just come in. Oh, is that it? Yep. And I think I'm going to have a bloody good weekend, but it might be starting next week. Well, let's just see if we get a legendary.
May the stars guide you.
Come on. Good shit. Wow, it's... Jesus. Alright, let's go back to Dalaran. I just want to see how much of my money has come in. Yeah. This is something about go through the Oh, it's time walking dungeons, is it?
Light bless you.
What's the time walking ones? Burning Crusade, okay. Oh, that's right. What's the name is out as well? The Temple, Black Temple. Okay. $20,000. Jesus, righto. So what was that? Haste. So it was all bindings. It was all the rings. And the crit ones let us down. The mastery. Yeah, the mastery and the other ones have. So 20 grand gives me enough to go buy some more mats and everything and stay above 2 million. So I've got 31,000 above 2 million. So see, that's how much of a tightwad I am. I wanted to make sure I have enough million above 2 million to before I buy mats. Anyway, look, thanks for tuning in. At the start of this video, you would see how I've made well over 2 million in the last couple of weeks. Never been a millionaire in this game, and then I became a millionaire, and now I'm a double millionaire. Won't call myself a multi-millionaire until I have 3, 4, 5 million at least gold. But inflation's changed now, so you know, price you can buy them out for 2 million. How was that? Not drop down. Anyway, I've got to make a couple of phone calls. Thanks for tuning in. Stream looks like it's been consistent. Looks like my cable provider has pulled its ass out of its head out of its ass. And I will break this down once it all sort of evens out and is fully uploaded. I will break some parts up so that and put them as new video. So thanks for tuning in. It's good to be alive.